Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us, we have the GE. This model number is P4845. It's a classic AM/FM weather band portable radio from the mid-1970s. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So during this video, I'll perform a daytime AM band scan. Well, here we can pick up an AM band. I'm not sure about this radio, how it'll perform, but we'll see. First we'll go over features, second I'll do a size comparison, and third we'll start cruising the daytime band. So here it is, the GE P4845. Now I know it's made in the 1970s because I checked the serial code and the documentation that came in the box. Yeah, I got this with the box and paperwork because you can see this thing looks brand new. Even this is like pushed down from being in the box. Yeah, it's amazing condition. And it said 1974 on the paperwork, and the date code, the second digit is a 4. So I'm assuming that it means 74. If I'm wrong, you can put in the comment section below, but I believe it is, and it's amazing. It has that look, too, of the 70s. I love it. So, yeah, feature-wise of this little beast, left-hand side, we got our whip antenna, 31-inch. Nice. They're always that exposed look, which I think is pretty cool. Going to our dial, the front, we got this like little white treatment around the bezel there. Pretty neat. As you can see, it's not too beat up. I had one little nick in there, but otherwise, not too bad at all. And we got our FM on top, 88 to 108. And then we got the log scale, instant weather, which is the middle select, which I'll show you in a second. Log scale down here for your AM band. And of course, your AM band is showing 550 to 1600. Tuning it in the evening, I got the 1650, though it could go higher during the day. I'm not sure. Our band select is here. Down is AM, middle is instant weather, and up is FM. Though there is no indicator there, it's just blue again. It'd be cool if that was a different color for the third one, but that's okay. There we go. We'll leave it on AM. That's where we want to be. We got our speaker grill here. This is all plastic, so very durable. About 3-inch speaker behind there. General Electric, two-way power. So yeah, this is AC and DC driven. Tuning knob, volume on-off control. There you go. Now over time, the glue gets a little brittle. So when I took this apart to clean the volume potentiometer, this little aluminum thing fell off. It was just like, I don't know, stuck on there with some kind of weird glue. So it hardened over the years. So I used some double-sided tape to stick that back on. Hopefully it stays. We got our carry handle. Like I said, it's got smashed over the years by being in the box. But yeah, this thing I don't think was ever really used much or at all. Going to the back of the radio. You can see we got a little vented area and some information there on the back. I believe it's made in Hong Kong. There you go. And I got an earphone jack. You got tuning for the weather band. And then behind here's our battery compartment, which is pretty difficult to open, so I'm just going to leave it closed. But there's a 4 AA battery holder, and then there's the AC cord stowed away. And you can see the spot where the AC cord comes out. So that's really nice. Liking that. So let's do a size comparison, and then we'll get cruising the band. So I think we'll just center this, and we'll just throw the radios on top of it. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. All right, so we have CC Pocket in the house. It's 10:30 a.m. That's Central Standard Time. I'm near Chicago, Illinois, USA, for the sake of the band scan. Awesome. Next, we have the CC Skywave 2. It's AM/FM weather alert airband shortwave radio. A pretty cool little radio. We'll use this as a frequency checker if we get lost in the band. I don't think so during the day, but just in case. Yeah. If you don't have those two radios for size comparison, I always have a deck of cards. Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He can tune it like no one can. He's the man with the master plan. He loves GE radios from Hong Kong land. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, can you imagine? This thing is like 50 years old and still rocking. Love it. So there it is. Let's go ahead and turn it on. So we are at the bottom of the band here. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this up. Now, I cleaned the volume pot like I mentioned with some deoxic fader formula. I like this stuff here. It works really good. You definitely want to use the fader formula for anything that's conductive, like your potentiometers and faders. It's very important. Switches, you can use the D formula, but the F formula you want to use for your faders and potentiometers. And yeah, it's okay. I think I might need a capacitor replacement, so I have to play with the volume quite a bit. So I'm guessing it needs capacitor replacement. I just don't want to get into it because it's a lot of work. There's a lot of wires in this one. But let's go ahead and turn it up. So our first station is 540 WAUK Jackson, Wisconsin. We got to point it north to tune it in. Now there's a 3-inch ferrite antenna on the inside here, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and turn this.
Sweet Calby on the board. Greg off until tomorrow. We're coming to you live from our studio here at Radio Park in Racine.
There you go. So that's WAUK Jackson, Wisconsin. 540, cardinal directions north. We have east, southwest. Yeah, pretty cool. Now, if you're looking for one of these radios, I looked, and I only saw one on eBay when I looked recently, and it was selling for $47, and I don't know if they're getting any bites on it. I would say, I even looked on sold listings. I didn't see any sold, so I don't know if this model is a popular one or not, or if it's a rare one. But I would expect if you saw it anywhere, like on eBay, if you're shopping, $30 to $40. If you're at like a thrift store, I would spend probably around 20-ish or less, probably less. Because yeah, unless you really like this model and you gotta have it. But I don't see it selling for much more than that locally. But yeah, if you're online, yeah, you expect around $30. Let's go turn this back up.
Surprised by this, we're to start by talking about Ben Wickler.
Our next station is going to be loud because it's local and then the volume. Yeah, so bear with me on this.
Soon, I would be debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Scott Tucker.
560 to IND, Chicago, Illinois, the answer. Local, strong.
ScottTuckerSolutions.com.
AM 560, the answer.
Music, over on the bumper music. Okay, so this got to turn up the volume. This is 580 WILL, Urbana, Illinois, 150 miles south-southeast.
That if there was a character with whom his writing most identified, it was with him. And he changed department heads. I mean, there are different cinematographers over the years, different composers, but there was a kind of a rotating...
So we'll pick up station. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Let's go north here. Just you really got to play with that volume. All right. See what this is?
So the question is, how did he pick
Cracking out the Skywave.
If the Constitution says the lieutenant governor is fixed with a party convention, all one word, Iowa, that's the ambiguity. Now, there is a statute that says the lieutenant governor is not voting
Sensitive.
at a party to nominate his or her own
Okay, it's 590.
governor,
Cool.
and they run as a pair.
Yeah, sorry about that. When I was tuning the Skywave, this was picking it up. 590 WKZO, Kalamazoo, Michigan, 140 miles to the east. No assist either. I have no Turkey Advantage passive loop up here, which is neat. Now we can improve it with the Turkey Advantage. Let's bring that in. This is a great investment. So we're going to put a perpendicular to where the antenna is at in the radio. And we're going to tune this to 590.
Against Duggan. So Duggan's got some challenges. He's got some smart lawyers from my former firm.
So as you can hear, it added a huge amount of volume and gain. And I'm guessing that this does need capacitors. But we'll make do. We got the loop. Awesome.
By the
Okay.
Duggan will probably get to pick his
Some form of arthritis. Let's say that you have pain in your shoulder. And just like that hot stove, your body is firing that signal from that shoulder to that brain trying to protect that area. And some of the manifestation we see of that protection is swelling.
Okay, so this is WMT, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 175 miles, west. Nice on 600. So let's go ahead and bring the loop back in.
Continuously firing that pain signal, and after a while, it loses control. It's no good at shutting it off. It becomes memorized. And you think of it like a record that's on repeat. I hurt, I hurt, I hurt.
Nice.
I had somebody describe this to me once, and I told them that I would shamelessly steal it from them.
Is buying and selling, is it seasonal? Is it rate driven? Like, what is the, hey, I need to sell my home now discussion?
620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
before? Is that just the perception?
I think that's a perception. To your point, again, if you have to sell your home, there's a reason. There is downsizing. There is...
Speaking with officers, Dennis grabbed an officer's firearm and shot himself. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. The 22-year...
Here's 640 WMFN, Peatone, Illinois.
2 people are in custody following a deadly beating days ago.
We got to make everything a primetime spectacle now. Of course. We'll discuss that next.
Sports fans, make this your most magical tournament ever with the Slam Dunk in Vegas Ultimate Tourney Weekend. Entering to win is...
Here's 670, The Score, WSCR, Chicago, home of the Cubs. Of course, yeah, volume went really high. Bear with me.
Forgettable trip for 4 to Vegas, including round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations from Circa Resort and Casino, where you can visit the biggest March Hoops party at Stadium Swim, plus $20,000.
Chuck Slade in Minocqua, Wisconsin sent us a joke. Tom and Jan in Libertyville, Greg in Countryside, Mike Birrell in Bolingbrook, Patty Malloy.
720 WGN, Chicago, another big, strong local station.
Dave Carr in Canada did. Ned Merkel, and it says...
Got a decent tone to it.
I think that's supposed to be Milwaukee. Dan Finnegan, who is with the Fish Food Pantry, says, John...
Nice smooth analog tuning. Got music on 750 WNDZ, Portage, Indiana. Nice. Good song.
Tariffs against China and Chinese and Canadian goods will take effect tomorrow. However, there are more phone calls scheduled between the White House and Canadian leaders today. So stay tuned. We could have more to tell you on the noon business.
780 WBBM, Chicago.
Catchers report this month how you can plan a baseball trip to Arizona, and it's Stock Picker Monday.
I'd see us go after, start some stuff out of nowhere with Canada in particular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's Canada ever done?
Yeah. But wait,
to warrant
Pete
that.
Hegseth has said invading Mexico is on the table.
WCPT, Willow Springs, Illinois, 820.
Surprised me as much. Like, obviously that would be terrible, but, there's a lot of people think of Mexico.
Okay, let's go here and see if we can't tune in a faint station. So I'm going to turn this up.
Services that they need.
What about early childhood centers, education?
Yes.
Like daycare centers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can provide services wherever that child is receiving.
So here's 860 WNOV, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is 52 miles to the north at 250 watts.
Those childcare educators. And even if
Nice. All right, let's turn it this way. See, I don't think we're going to pick up 870, but we can try. That might be it. There it is. You can just hear him. Full volume. All right, we're going to bring the loop in. Tune it.
It may not be streaming at this moment.
There we go.
But that was a kind of an interesting one because it came out in...
So there's 870. That is WKAR, East Lansing, Michigan, 195 miles east.
Played at the Cannes Film Festival.
All right, cool. Now it's going to get quiet, of course. And we're going to turn it this way. We're going to see if we can't pick up... Oh, 890 is going to come in like booming.
He's going. And they refuse to let the White House have access to their files. And the White House said, well, you don't seem to understand the relationship that you have with the President of the United States and the White House. And so the hack, who is a career...
Here's 890 WLS Chicago.
...apparatchik, he quit. And now the media's angry. This is the critical battle.
All right, let's see if we can get this tuned.
285-3474.
Hi, it's Jason from Capital Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. And I've never told you why Capital does same-day repair 7 days a week. Years ago, in the dead of winter...
Here's 920 WOKY, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Fox Sports.
...heating company who promised to help, but never showed up. After a million calls, I mustered the know-how and fixed it myself.
Yeah, it's just another reference. February 2025 is when this is being filmed.
7 days a week. Visit callcapitalcares.com because Capital...
$1,000 gift to become 6. An anonymous donor in Madera, California. You're 25.
930 WKBM, Sandwich, Illinois, Relevant Radio. Catholic radio.
Pulled their funds together and said, we want to help in a very special way, and they made...
Got Back in Black with AC/DC, barely audible, but it's there. 940 WFAW, Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. Barely hear it.
Doubled, tripled, right? Yeah. So whatever you give, it's times 3. Perfect time to give at relevantradio.com, on the app already, 77291.
Give money, give. Okay, and WNTD, Relevant Radio 950, Chicago, Illinois.
Amazing accomplishments God has done. Really, you have done through Relevant.
Place, as Matt said, in Los Angeles, it follows a series of characters as they're navigating Hollywood and fame and love.
Okay, 970 WHA, Madison, Wisconsin. Okay, rock and roll. WHA, you know, that's been around for a long time. Cool station back in the 70s, 80s. They did some old-time radio shows, but like for modern science fiction, it's pretty cool.
There's a moment in the film where each of the actors is either
I hope that my story can give other people hope. There is life to be lived. Increasingly, there will be treatments. We need to invest even more.
Here's 1000 WMVP Chicago, ESPN Sports Radio. Yeah.
Has invested more than $175 million in breakthrough research.
If your loved one or you yourself are sitting there thinking something is wrong, I'm not.
Tiny bit of distortion, but I think it's signal, maybe? Or it could be capacitors again. Not too bad, though. I mean, I'm loving this radio. I just want to leave it as it is, kind of like a snapshot into history. Love it.
Co według Ciebie, Paula, jest najważniejsze w budowaniu takich silnych relacji międzyludzkich? Co według Ciebie jest ważne? Najważniejsze?
Yeah, so when it's a real strong station, it's definitely coming in clear. 1030 WNVR, Vernon Hills, Illinois.
Wchodzisz do tej konwersacji, nawet taką jaką konwersację, co teraz mam z Tobą, Ewą.
Are you really a winner on the deal? I mean, you're living in this vast wasteland.
Well, and not only vast wasteland, but all of the pollutants. You know,
Here's 1050 WLIP, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
they sift through the rubble to take out lithium batteries.
Każde wyzwanie niesie ze sobą ryzyko takiego strachu, takiej niepewności. Czy masz jakiś sposób na to, żeby sobie z niepewnością, z takim stresem na
As we bring you Super Bowl radio.
Tak do tego z takim pozytywnym mindset, że wszystko się...
Into the fray, true royalty is arriving. I can see Aaron here.
Wow, I heard a hint of WHFB in there, but barely. 1030 kept coming through. I don't know why. All right. This is 1070. WTSO, Madison, Wisconsin.
But Aaron's going to join us in the third hour. We're going to have a lot of conversation here. Now, Aaron Nagler was the first to tell me no. He was the first to say no.
He shut it down.
The Packers are not trading.
Żeby zawsze wchodzić do jakiejś sytuacji.
Next to it's 1080 WNWI, Okolon, Illinois.
pozytywną energią, tak? O tym mówisz cały czas.
Una neurótica normalmente actúa así, siempre con gritos, siempre desesperada, siempre maltratando.
1110 WXES, Chicago.
A neuróticos anónimos, ella, neuróticos anónimos.
Qualify for the tax credits with our energy efficient windows, doors, and siding. Go to myabbyhome.com today. If somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
So when it comes to replacement windows and doors, to me,
1130 WISM, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
the Marvin family of brands consists of a couple of divisions, and you'll find the area's largest selection of Marvin products here at Lisbon Storm Screen and Door. Every Marvin window and door is built around you.
The release of guilt. And for 21 years, I have not felt guilt in my life. I'm not saying I didn't sin. I'm saying that when I sinned, I went to Christ.
1160, Hope for Your Life, Christian Radio, WYLL, Chicago, Illinois, if you couldn't tell.
And joy flows into my heart, and I'm restored. That's the life of a Christian. But for a non-Christian, you're under the yoke of guilt.
There we go. The Squirrels on My Radio, 1180 WSQR, Sycamore, Illinois. One of my favorite stations. An AM band. Okay, not running music. Come on, tune. Music on 1200 WRTO Chicago. The Hispanic music's copyrighted too.
Llegando al Milan, uno de los mejores equipos de Europa, aunque ahorita no está pasando un buen momento, pero siempre será uno de los
1220 WKRS, Waukegan, Illinois.
por él que está llegando al Milan. Muy bien, ojalá le vaya bien y marque goles y siga marcando. Va a ser más difícil.
I don't know what he's saying, but hopefully some.
Se le dio 65 goles.
Got a little hint of 1230 there. WCLO, Janesville, Wisconsin. Not really coming in that great.
Адвокат Данило Терлецький. Аварії на легкових авто та вантажівках. Травми під час аварій та на роботі.
This is 1240 WSBC Chicago.
05 847 907 06.
Okay, so I'm hearing just a hint of music there. 1260 WEKZ, Monroe, Wisconsin, 60 miles away. Let's see if we can't boost it. That's about as good as I'm going to get. Okay, wow, they add a lot of volume. Okay.
From what people tell me about this, that it's very iconoclastic and very popular. And
Okay, this is 1310 WIBA, Madison, Wisconsin.
that you are not supposed to go near. So, yeah, hope springs eternal, Jen. I mean, I think Chappelle and Justine and some of these other people who. I don't care.
1360 WLBK, DeKalb, Illinois, College Town Music. Yeah. Don't know if they're listening to this, but. Okay, 1380 WBEL, South Beloit, Illinois. More music. Yeah.
Done the proper paperwork and legal work to get that property in Mary's name.
Yeah, we're having a hard time here getting selectivity. 1390 WGRB, Gospel Radio, Inspiration Radio, I believe they call themselves. Chicago, Illinois.
To go through that legal process, but all is not lost because the law firm that I talk about all the
WRGN, Racine, Wisconsin. Yeah, this doesn't sound good, does it? Let's see if we can't boost it with the loop here and see if we can't clarify the signal. Yeah, so it needs that boost for the AGC circuit. Okay. Get that nice clear signal.
Which did start Bill Murray. Last year, Willie also predicted early spring. Rick Belliers, chairman of Woodstock Groundhog Day, says, quote, I think everyone was pretty happy. I was too.
1410 WRMN, Elgin, Illinois.
It's been a bad winter, but I think everyone was ready for an early spring, he said, end quote. So, Willie's prediction is opposite.
This is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-474-5533.
1440 WROK, Rockford, Illinois.
That's 1-800-474-5533. 1-800-474-5533.
Yeah, it's struggling there. 1490 WGEZ. So let's go ahead and just see if we can't hear what it sounds like on the old Skywave. So it's warbling a little bit too on here, so it's not just the radio, it must just be the conditions, which is weird because during the day usually it's ground wave, but we do have a foggy day, so I don't know if that fog, I don't know how that affects anything, but yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, you got a hint of heavy metal here. 1500 WPJX Zion, Illinois. Let's see if we can boost this one. I like this one. That's awesome. That's it. WPJX Zion 1500. Yeah, if you live close by me, you can tune that in. Can't hear without the loop. Barely. I don't think I'm going to pick up anything else until I hit 1590. WFRL. Okay, I heard that. That's 60 miles away. 1570. That's cool. Getting the call letters. Barely heard it. There's a hint of 1580. Watertown, Wisconsin, WTTN. Again, barely coming in. A little static discharge from me touching the whip here, of course. Can't do much about it. It's right here. This metal antenna. That sucks. I try not to get static down here because it's bad for radios. WCGO, Evanston, Illinois. Yeah, I run a humidifier, but it still gets dry down here, which is surprising in a subfloor basement. Yeah, it's winter. Alright, let's see what we can tune up from here. Shouldn't go any further, but it does. Okay, this is 1640 to SJP, Sussex, Wisconsin. Okay, just to show you it's there, I'll bring the loop back in. This Trick Advantage works really well, even to the top of the loop. I know some of these loops don't work as well to the top end, but this one does.
4 minutes, guaranteed. Plus, you get the bonus download from Father Rocky when you get either online or with the app.
That's right. Mary just did that. Mary in Tampa. Thank you, Mary. She came in with a $1,200.
Yeah, it seems to me that the volume control is okay, that there's something I need to do with the circuit, because that's adding just a ton of gain. Unless that's just with these GE radios in general. Now, I do remember some people saying that some of these GE models, that's just how they were. They were quiet on distant stations, fainter stations, and then it's just the way the circuit was. So that's why I'm never in a hurry to change capacitors unless I have to. Yeah, use a loop instead. You know, these are good investments.
That would be great. Thank you so much to Nancy in Santa Monica, California.
I think that's it. All right, cool. We'll call it right there. All right, so yeah, I haven't had this one out in 3 years. I picked it up, about 3 years ago. It was cool. It was new in the box. I don't know what I paid for it. I don't think I paid a ton of money. Usually, I have my limits on something like this, like $30 typically. Like I mentioned, you shouldn't pay more, especially if it had the box and papers. I don't think you should pay a ton of money for that. But yeah, because it really isn't anything I grew up with. Just something interesting looking. Thought it was cool with the instant weather in the middle. It does work, but it picks up like, I don't know, I think it's like either channel 1 or channel 7. It doesn't pick up my local, I don't think. But at least it picks up a station, even with the tuning. It would be cool if it tuned the whole band, but it just tunes like a little segment of the weather band for some reason. But there you go. So yeah, if you want to pick one of these up, definitely check out the paid link section down below. Support the channel, you guys rock. Definitely cool, 50 years old, and it still works. It still works great for local stations. I can plug it in if I want to, instead of using up batteries. That's a bonus. I'll definitely go that route. I don't see myself walking around with this. Yeah, no. I'm not going to walk around with this radio. It's kind of big to walk around with. This is a good little shop radio. You'd see this in somebody's garage for sure. I mean, this would sit up on a shelf somewhere. Listen to a ball game or on the back porch. Back patio or something. Definitely. That's where you see it. Maybe in a kitchen. Maybe. I don't know. It depends on the kitchen, I guess. But probably in a workhouse, like a shed or, I'm talking about an outbuilding. So, yeah. Awesome. So, if you like the video, give it a big like. If you like GE radios and want to see more, subscribe to the bell icon. Get notified of future videos. And 3, comment down below what you think about buying a radio 50 years old. like this P4845, would it be something you'd even consider? Just for the all analog experience, plugging it in or running off batteries. I mean, it worked great as a backup radio in that respect. It uses standard batteries and it does plug into the wall. I mean, it's got 3 bands, so yeah, that's nice. What do you think? I'd like to hear and read your comments. Yeah, be awesome. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next awesome video.